Yemo akwaba.
Me chair also. Me Josuna, me chair OT for you know.
That's right.
Me chair Dr. Akufo-Addo so.
Or same fan chakasi emau. Yeah, that's right. Dog, last week and I would do birthday. Until the minimum cry can say, birthday in the month in no crown. Your birthday month. It's belated happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Dear. Okay, Tama, you do so. How was the feeling?
Said that boy, we are in crowd. Boy, voice, mommy goosebumps, kakra. Because today, no, when him say it was very humbled. Well, we in our wait, in our bed too. So, so now medanya mi asipa because 2008 year kopre ya 2012 year kopre ya 2016 na third time no na nyame bie kwan ne mai so na any dia ndase pa the manyame.
Do you expect na ebebamsa when you were doing the campaign in 2016?
2016, because of Sadia Echo 2028, any 2012, now who said 2016 campaign, not Echo year, but because of Adia Ekoso, unim say ye call court 2012, you and I were not there. So now, ye bibia, but upese unya final declaration.
That's right.
Until Sano happened now. It's just a unya 100% sure. So now gusu everything all the way through to the declaration. Na ye bujuma.
My idea. Mobile in Febe and 90 Oba Ashanti region so be Nansaninia Oba pro na wo share nema ekoso ewo ha nema wo desimani so abokoso aprobona wabo within the last 3 days e ade woni aso the progress of development ekoso ewo Asantimantem and answer e wododo bebre wo ho a esese yesan eye troso.
I think progress it's ongoing.
Right.
And may say the marshal it's not been bad at all, but for sure projects baby wo ho
that's right.
Nyame aboa second term. I mean major projects wo ho, interchanges wo ho, Wankra inland port so wo the rail line Eastern Railway line from Accra to Kumasi and so wo so you were major projects bebaso, but so far no who say a year court year of roads no Koso airport phase 2 500 bed military hospital so Koso so kakra come 1D 1F no may inaugurate across schools infrastructure across so many aso progress
but ubai the himpa na ukodru ho a utimu se we there ampa yayibi sebia obia me call you ya bekwai me ko hu say we ewo ho what are some of the identifiable projects
call bekwai for example we are almost done with the hospital.
Okay,
and the aka commissioning,
but then is a claim that they did it.
But say we mungina bibia they claim say omuna omuye but onim say President Akufo na or start with these Eurojet projects. Who said bekwai by 2010 na omwa abandoning projects no na contractor no efi 2010 efi site ho 2018 na yeba ye arrange financing na start biom 2018 na yedi ba we say so ade moja mo abandon site from 2010 ye be we say o say munamo but we the Ghana there so it doesn't matter Ghana na Santimai.
Okay, Bakwa finance minister eka 2019-2020 budget no Swami Interchange. Now one say or boss Swami Interchange or Sambo Tamale Interchange. As of June, now Tamale Interchange about 40% complete. And the Yanswa Yewo Hanoso Yebizase Swami Interchange, also under the Sino Hydro facility. Our Kasa is the best facility ever any African country can be proud of. And the Swami Interchange, that been the Shase, Sunset Slide still run about.
I think that over Ashanti region, we have interchanges. I per se, Ofori Krum woho, Swami woho, Ahoji, Santasi woho, any airport roundabout, and then Ministry of Roads, Umwaye Ehuejuma, and Sino Hydro no say ye $2 billion facility. Now so far no yafa about $600 million, $640 million. So aka another 1.4 million or 1.3 million billion. So that next phase of projects are Swami Suwoho, because it's part of those projects as well as other projects. So Nyamiadum enche because 10 lots of projects they say, and there's still more to come. So Nyamiadum Swami Subebaso
Sino Hydro no o GDA ewomu pa. Say indeed, Ebinem Kase, China, they won't know a sign contractor. Yana do a beer. I had getting the facility and all that. Your box IT in Asofui. How far is the loan, the facility itself?
I don't cry. Say, you call China, say, the Sino Hydro idea no betujano. So now, Ebin Sida.
Yeah.
It was new for the Chinese.
Yeah.
Said they may say, okay, ye war bauxite. You know, so ye per se mamo raw bauxite. Ye per se build the integrated bauxite industry. So that ye be processing bauxite, you know, from bauxite to alumina, from alumina to aluminium. Now, uyen sanwa ubi nyesikano more because of value addition. Now, ye sa dienwa. Yebe nyesika yebe exporting nyesika. In the meantime, no mumbesi infrastructure mine up to $2 billion. Na ye yadi no yebe take it time. Na ye 2 billion. Nasa idea no. And omunhu sa idea ne da. Even in China, and here no in Ghana no who say. Yediba, almost say, way for one exactly, say a cohoda. Now, in so even some of very, very astute observers know they were a bit skeptical. Because we say, Uko China, they are only baby, mobile sign MOU sana bibiamba. But we had the proposal no by na ye church remungi na ma omo understand say it's feasible say ye integrated bauxite industry no yes so ye no sa no ye be nyesika pa wo enti omo understand say the structural facility no yes a bauxite no ye betimi etua so anchebia na you did first batch, you know, a buyer, and then you did 10 projects of that batch. You did 2. So say it has started. So we have opened the door, so that the rest of the facility, so Nyamiadum and Osobeba. So we are quite confident. Say Sino Hydro, no, we will be able to execute it.
And you basait da ben pani be who say.
And by November, October, say
November the next
month, no. You say first, no. The framework, no, too. We went to Parliament. Say you be establish Ghana Integrated Bauxite and Aluminium Development Corporation. So law no a passy. Law no passy. We set it up board. And then you are setting up management. So now management no so omo international competitive tendering. Say you best select the venture capital partner. yeah be juma what the integrated bauxite development from Nyinahini to start with. So the process the international competitive tendering may GD say by November you best select sa partner so once that is done we will see some progress in terms of actual boots on the ground bauxite early next year. So we are almost at the end, and we are doing the same for iron and steel also. So that whole idea Nana Dodanko Akufo-Addo wono is coming to fruition. Say natural resources fund exporting raw form, but you be add value to it and produce processed bauxite and a processed iron and steel. And the pija your economy no pa because it's a kana
between Ejuso and Konongo, me say you be under one district one factory, you be steel factory. I was asking myself, say, omenyo raw materials well,
that is so important. Say who say major deposits of iron. So and also if you add manganese to the iron now, then you get the steel. You need that manganese in so. You see what I mean? That you don't want to export all the manganese because if you don't have the manganese, steel. So we are combining the manganese and the iron ore to get the steel. So and also we've passed the law, we've established the corporation, the board, the management, and we are looking for the partner. There are many partners, but we want to select the right one. Now, so again, steel, we will be able to make it here. Now, feeding your own industries. Now, it may export as well.
I see. So the end game is to have that connectivity between raw materials and industry to produce final product for export.
That's the end game. That's the end game. So who say we are doing many things. Aluminium, it will feed the automotive industry. The same with the iron and steel will feed other industries. Rubber, tires. For part of the automotive, lithium, batteries. So we are thinking of a lot of connectivity. These raw materials will help industry, not boost the industry.
How does 1D, 1F also play in this connectivity?
Well, is key. When we say industrial strategy, 1D, 1F is the anchor for the industrial strategy because most of the time, you see, you per se build Ghana beyond aid. But over building Ghana beyond aid, I just say you produce a lot of your goods you consume. Because most of the time, so much in terms of imports. Tomato paste, now Accra. More, now Accra. Chicken, now Accra. So diapers, now Accra. And so we share 1D, 1F, because rice mills, corn milling facilities, tomato paste, so many different industries is coming. And we can say 1D, 1F, so 70% is about agro processing. Of the factories are setting up, and it's not surprising. Say 70% because agric sector also is doing well and planting for food and jobs, and also a pija agric sector so agric a pija a bebwa processing also. So 1D 1F a major anchor for program now. Say the last data we have about 232 factories and the 1D 1F in the pipeline. 76 a year and Rankra was they are working. They are working. And
76.
But some of them are older companies like oil palm company were jobbing, which needed new machinery, new investment, and then 1D1F put it in there. And so some of those are old, but most of them are new.
Yeah. Vice President, Minimara, so but me anya tamkara actually more. The concept of 1D1F no. Say na ye see new factories all together in every constituency. And I said, ye ma company bia agija kakra na ye hwese e betimi ama stimulus package bi e dia ma no na ono so agida na so ana. What's the difference? Because more opponents eka say oh adia no kasa prako dia say wo dada obi anim say na aye paramount nti no ukona say o kase eno aye under 1D 1F
no but say factory and factory no enyejuma but it was there already. Now omo pesika say omo to machine foforo na omo employ new people. Either you support that factory or allow say say oh wait there starting new factory you know it doesn't make sense. Say obebua factory but who say out of the 232 pipeline those that were already there are very few. Most of them
are new ones.
Most the vast majority, over 80% of the are completely new from the scratch factories. So see say NDC for Omuka say Omo establish 2 factories. 8 years, 2 factories. So the 2 factories. I mean, one constituency. Call secretary is almost one constituency, 1 district, 4 factories. So so we are making progress. We criticism say old factories are almost employee nipa expand. And it helps the industrialization process. So 1D1F is a major anchor. Automotive industry na iron and steel na bauxite integrated mining na ya peja Obuasi Anglo Gold Ejuma Ghana Publishing Abaso Ejuma. We are trying to revitalize the Ghanaian industrial base and
that's right. We are speaking to the Vice President of the Republic, Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia. Quickly, Nanado Ba, or call Kesbe, no Cassini, no Crano, Yan spelling names are very important. Within the MPP no Crano, Ebu Frau Mahmoud. Muhammadu. What's the correct pronunciation?
Mahamudu. Mahamudu. But me say me papa na all this are confusion you buy because if you offer me Mahmoud.
As he was calling himself because he was called Mahmoud.
No,
he was not Mahmoud.
He was not Mahmoud, but now offer me Mahmoud. So nipa bebreba fia omuti say offer me Mahmoud. And so it became the one that people were using. But the spelling that my birth certificate is Mahamudu. Mahamudu. And all right. Nipa be say Mahmoud. But it's all right.
Anyway, Doc, we'll share one of your flagship programs, Planting for Food and Jobs. Ebabo Chamawun to me, and more, they are, spirits in pushing the agenda of planting for food and jobs. So the end game, no, minim say into this industrialization concept now. Say we will produce the raw materials, we have the wholesale facility, and then they also feed this industry. Sa connectivity, no, how strong is it now?
It is very strong. Nana Akufo-Addo, the vision is very clear. Say as a nation, no, a Greek say almost 60 to 70% of Ghana's population is involved in agriculture, farming activity, and in a so ube increase a growth, just a agricultural industry, no, etumpo, so anything I did planting for food and jobs no buy. And that is a very integrated, and Dr. Akufo-Addo, as Minister for Food and Agriculture, in managing the planting for food and jobs program. But the idea is to attain self-sufficiency in food. Now, so processing food, na itimi exporting. But said planting for food and jobs it's a very successful program. A fertilizer subsidy, seeds, free seeds, any extension services. Who say agricultural productivity 4%. So, and Ushe said the data shows export almost about 17 crops, food products to neighboring countries. And then Nigeria is coming with trucks to buy food. Nigerians are coming with trucks. Foodstuff.
Really?
Yes. In Ghana, Burkina is coming, Nigeria is coming. Nigeria and India AM one kakra. Yes, but they all that way. Because Ghana is producing surpluses, So when we talked about production, the other part of the line, storage, and then one district, one warehouse, Abbey. One district, one warehouse. And then one district, one factory. So there's a link, integrity from production to storage to processing. And then to export. So, in terms of agriculture, one planting for food and jobs, of course, Peja cocoa industry, so now the Tree Crop Development Authority, so abekaho beyond cocoa, per se cashew, mango, shea butter, coffee, rubber, oil palm, the tree crops, na yenya abua omo to say the cocoa board, abua cocoa farmers, Tree Crop Development Authority, Umobeye Research, Marketing, Pricing, so ama 6 tree crops ye. Cocoa ye nya $2.5 billion a year from cocoa. But 6 tree crops ye forecast ye say umujinaswa ye benya almost $16 billion. So a big peja export earnings na economy so between cocoa and processing, so per se processing, not just raw materials, so
I see.
Yes.
Our special guest today in the studio, the Vice President, Omampenyi Abdiachire, Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia, and you can join us on Facebook, Pure FM Ghana, and of course, Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia Facebook page, and also with me after Aja Abia question be Ibisa. We're also streaming live on ABN affiliate stations across the country. Now, Dog, you mentioned the economy. You said the world is struggling with this pandemic called COVID. Meaning projections are a war a year 2020 budget. No, idea COVID atimi I put off because we have growth now. Now we're thinking about 7% growth rate. So say we are hovering around 3.4,
even lower.
Meaning how COVID has actually affected the economy.
I think I'm going to say that COVID no a buy, say we are seeing now. We are seeing now. And so we've had a decline in tax revenue. But at the same time, I join Akufo-Addo fire, say, even though said this year, the economy, is coming down, we have to cushion the Ghanaian because COVID, it is really bringing a big burden on Ghanaians. So we have to protect order of business. Unipa economy. So you say you protect it. So at the same time, and that revenue at that same time expenditure so cost. And so your projections in the budget, in terms of the deficit, for example, now you'd see you'd be around less than about 4.8% and now 4.7% deficit to GDP. So say you'd call around 11% plus of deficit to GDP. Because of the gap now, so but we understand. Said why it is happening that way. Said this year, dear, you better take his hit, now you better consolidate, we'll do the fiscal consolidation from next year going. You say by next year, now we've been able to get a firm grip on this COVID and the international economy. So a bepija ama obia.
In 2015. That time, the running mate for Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia, predicted say there about 7 banks ebigu Ghana, and true to that, say Muba Bamui, there 7 banks so ebidum consolidated, but they are no more in existence. At that time, again who yentia. Now can say and 2 you have been accused say mugu banks and President Mahama has said that even Oba Abamu and Amina Jonas Oba idea Obama those banks are back. People are wondering say if indeed ebinum are corrupt na omo efa kwambiso ete bank edi Ghana fosika, why is the prosecution ewo from kakra yenchi obi antumu even though massa is kakra in maintaining the financial sector, but prosecution aspect, how firm and strong is now our financial sector?
I think from 2015, you hear data, steady be a friend asset quality review of the banking system in Ghana. We hear steady na IMF for yes steady we hear steady who say the financial system was weak. Very, very weak. And we hear data it showed that 7 to 8 banks were in danger of collapsing. Mirezi is our alarm 2015. Now omokanchira me say meboa bibia insi. So but even we hear former President Mahama State of the Nation address in 2016 now who say so say the financial system is not being well supervised. And who say by the time of free abiding in 2016 82 microfinance institutions including DKM are collapsing. 82. I think Ghanaian.
Exactly.
So I didn't know one accuse almost na omugu Ghanaian financial institute. 82. Say omo Ghanaian. So poor supervision entina we and bad corporate governance. Na we collapse 82. Na omo collapse yentua omo depositors. So yen ba abanum na ye hwehwe ye de ye be abua Bank of Ghana many of these difficult institutions are a lot of liquidity support. But na liquid properties refunding. So there are other ones that are in process, and financial issues can be quite complicated. In the
but that's the
area. I know. Say lawyers and our prosecutors. So, but the process of the court process, can delay. But at the end of the day, Nana Akufo-Addo say no depositor who has faithfully deposited, say, the Nisika to bank, and savings and loans, and as a microfinance, no depositor, Belusi, Nisika, 4.6 million. depositors, savings and loans banks, and microfinance. See, the last 2 weeks, I may who data. All the depositors have been paid except 3,918.
Okay.
Everyone of the 4.6 million,
including the savings and loans,
including the savings and loans
and the
microfinance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we are costing about 21 billion.
Okay.
Ghana cedis, which was not budgeted. You see, so the economy, we are dealing with COVID, they're dealing with ADSO, bank financial sector rescue, but Nana Akufo-Addo say, the way we've treated the banks earlier on, that's the same way we should treat the savings and loans and microfinance. Equality of treatment.
Yeah.
So with those ones, we are only left with about 3,918 out of the 4.6 million. So you are making major progress as far as the payment of depositors is concerned, and those that have not yet been paid have got certain legal issues that the receiver more sorted out. But so far, the government has done very well in keeping to a promise. Obi abegye sika.
DKM4 they have been paid.
Yes.
Okay. Bakuya ne wukumasi your friend say. First Allied.
First Allied. Almost they have been paid. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Vice President, set this record for me straight.
Yes.
Doomsaw, who actually ended Doomsaw? Because NDC claimed that they ended Doomsaw and more inheritee a very vibrant energy sector. And the sustenance of uninterrupted power supply they actually ended doing so. Said the record.
I said Doomsaw was a financial problem.
Yeah.
Ultimately, in terms of the finances of the country, and paying the independent power producers any the oil and that was part of the mix in terms of Doomsaw. And I think that at some point, they were claiming that they had really solved the problem, but we realized that it wasn't really resolved. They entered into so many power purchases. But
the chairman of the NDC, Honorable Fosi Ampofo, said, if Senka Omo Anko opposition, and they would have ended it eventually because of the investment.
Well, that is always something eventually. They had 8 years. So as 8 years, they should have ended it. Well, they're doing some for 5 years. And yes, sir. But at the end of the day, Omo enter into power purchase agreements. And power purchase agreements here, in terms of the excess capacity air producing, we are only using about 40% of the power Omo contract. And so in addition to what we are paying for, every year we are paying close to $1 billion for power that we have not used. $1 billion. That can you imagine that in 1 billion Ghana? But they entered into these power purchase agreements. We are producing more power, or we have the capacity to produce more power, or we are supposed to buy power that we don't need, right? We're only using about 40% of the capacity that why will you contract this level of power? Now, government of Ghana is paying $1 billion a year for power we don't use. Annually. Oh, and you now add all of this to financial sector problems and all of that. Now, it's a major cost to the budget. So we are trying to rationalize all of this and renegotiate some of these power purchase agreements, but there's a burden on the Ghanaian taxpayer you're dealing with at the moment. So at the end of the day, we have been able to rationalize the Doomsaw problem in Ghana.
But you still stand by the fact that it was purely financial.
Yes, it was fundamentally a financial problem. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Second issue that I want you to set the record straight for me. Economists, no. So with the economists there, if you look at your CV, you have a very brilliant, CV as far as economics is concerned. You hold PhD in economics, you masters in economics, you have first degree in the first. I mean, that is your area. Now, omakase dollar no. Offer free 3.4 and their dollar no and number 5.7 5.8 and you still claim say you have arrested the dollar. Indeed, would you still stay say why arrested dollar?
Oh pa,
really?
Oh, I think right.
Right
now exchange rate exchange rate no two different regimes of exchange rate.
Yeah.
One, fixed exchange rate regime. Said we share Cote d'Ivoire and the French countries here, francophones are omo omo exchange rate fixed. Ejinaho, wo say a movie.
Yeah.
Any flexible exchange rates to say Ghana, any Nigeria, any other countries, US, flexible exchange rates. So flexible exchange rate regime a movie exchange rate a cost row a platform a movie depending on your economic fundamentals.
Yeah.
So said inflation cost row is cost row who say exchange rate and also depreciate alcohol. So in the context of the flexible exchange rate regime operating you cannot say you hold it fixed and
at one specific point.
And it is not possible because a flexible exchange rate regime, but arresting the depreciation makes it that you are reducing the rate at which it is moving.
Okay.
Right, so that you are within the context of the flexible exchange rate, in 2 Mirka to say Usain Bolt, na A2 Mirka and the NDC for management, So who say even for 2017 to 2019, average exchange rate depreciation was about 8% in Ghana.
Yeah.
And 2013 to 2016. Under former NDC government, it was 18%.
Okay.
Right. Now, so you look at the rate at which that was going vis-a-vis the rate at which it was going under us, and it is. And this year, the whole of the year, election year, with COVID, so far we have depreciated at 2%.
This year?
This year.
Well, I didn't account for that.
It is, I think, a confidence in the economy by investors. And number two, Bank of Ghana share in terms of the forward sales for Omar introduce a forward market into the exchange rate management regime. First, everything was happening on the spot market. Company pay $100 million and now $20 million. Now say Bank of Ghana may pay $20 million. And say forward market no stress. Who pay $20 million? Who him say okay in 3 months' time maybe here $20 million. Uber country Bank of Ghana forward market now I could talk dollars in 3 months forward.
Okay.
So Bank of Ghana knows from today, say, in 3 months,
this is how much we need.
So the stability.
So they can project.
They can project and manage. Said do honor and shock to the system.
Okay.
So I know. I change a regime kakra, and then also where inflation is under control. Where interest rates are also coming down, and winning it increased the confidence in the economy, and has reduced the rate of depreciation of the currency. So depreciation, we have really arrested it compared to what we had before, as clearly.
So it's in jail now.
We have reduced the depreciation significantly.
Okay.
There's no doubt about it.
Our special guest today in the studio, the Vice President of the Republic, Alaji Muhammadu Baumia, and Yeneno Asinkunya, Yebon Komo, or the city has been, the dollar has been arrested indeed.
The rate of depreciation of the dollar.
Of the city, okay. Yanshe, Otamsa. Asantimante mo nim se niam bebre wo ho o kwakoye na to say Okada has been another campaign kind of message. You all can say, oh, Okada no more adwemfoforo bi efa ho because moma obi the life just Okada. So you are looking for a proper way to benefit those who actually use Okada. Obetimi achichire mu kakra about this Okada for vehicle abia uboso.
Okada no in terms of motor accidents, it's a dangerous enterprise. So now yes, alternatives. Ma Okada riders. Motor riding there, as far as jobs are concerned, no courier services in our home. There's no problem with that. But Okada no, said around the neighboring countries, Benin, Nigeria, now the way they are, it sort of can be a danger to traffic and cause problems in the system. And a new way, new opportunities, ababre nipa. If they want to enter the transport business, they can have opportunity. Entina, yedi manifesto say we want a national transportation recapitalization project, right? So
recapitalization,
the transport sector, because we share in transport sectors, old cars, no doors.
Okay.
And so the problem are many drivers say capital no niho sikani niho umubeto car for frono.
Okay.
And so you end up in the old market for very old cars, But now you say why can't government be doing a financial muscle abeta transportation sector nechi? So that the genesis of the program, let's say, we are going to be manufacturing vehicles in Ghana. Cars, Trotro Evans, and then we want to do the buses. We see, so cars weighing now, just a market war.
Okay.
Right, you are either selling it domestically and now you export it. But the domestic market, is very, very critical. Say car so affordability is very, very important, right? So if you are making because of the automotive industry program, if you are making cars weighing now, then industry enko so ye per se ye set up this national transport recapitalization policy. Say cars ye no Ghana na drivers per se but ni sika
edaho pudro ne
exactly ni sa sika no ba abe take lease of the car. Lease to own. Old car no old car as a deposit. It to be valued as a deposit. To be valued and say what they are to not value tier free. The cost of new one now or new one now you see what I mean? So it's
some kind of a trading.
Exactly, it'll be trading in. So you can trade in and all of that. And even for teachers, the doctors, the nurses, even if you don't we'll have a special program so they can also get the new vehicles at all. You don't need to import. You don't need to pay import duty. So we was our program and we believe it will be cheaper. For many drivers, have new vehicles, less maintenance costs. So that's where we believe, even Okada riders,
they can take
that opportunity if they want to get into the transportation business rather than these dangerous motorbikes. They can either get taxis or trotros and run them under this national recapitalization program.
Well, Mr. Vice President, some people call you Mr. Pink Sheet. Some also call you and I were not there. There's a recent one, Abba, a digitized man. How digitized is the country? Because you have raised the issue about taxis and cars. There are taxi drivers who believe that we need to also digitize to the point, say, a taxi driver, Uber, Bolt, and only will be adequately digitized. But so far, within the last 4 years, how has the country been digitized?
I think let me say the last 4 years we have moved very quickly.
Yeah,
I think right now we are one of the leading countries in Africa.
Yeah,
as far as the digitization of our economy is concerned, and Ubunhu said within the next 2 to maximum 3 years we will be the leading country.
Yeah,
in Africa, because you have the national ID card.
Yeah.
So far, you're enrolling about 15.5 million people.
Yeah.
And by next year, we will do the whole population.
Okay.
But as far as 15 years and above is concerned, you're enrolling about 15.5 million.
Yeah.
And this is major for the digitization of the country. Yeah, National Digital Property Address System. The only country in Africa was a digital address system.
GPS?
The digital property addressing system. They are too with Ghana Post. All these places for the properties for each property in Ghana. The name plate, property address plate, so we've done for 4 million CCA, Land Use and Spatial Planning Authority, with Ghana Post, and we'll do it for all properties in Ghana. Mobile money interoperability, first in Africa. To do mobile money interoperability, to have interoperability between the mobile money account and the bank account. Kenya has between mobile money accounts, between Tigo and Vodafone and that sort of thing. No, for us, is that plus between bank account and a mobile one.
And some of us were high because you can't tell the person that you don't have money in the accounts. It means that you don't have the money at all. Bank one.
I know, exactly.
Because it is linked with your bank accounts.
Exactly.
And you can't say that you don't have money.
But a boy economy, but a boy economy.
Okay.
Because this is a mobile money account. It is a bank account.
Yeah.
That is what it is, because it's you can do transactions between bank accounts and which made you a 12 taxes, a 12 the BBR. So it made you interest or so and all of that. So we are the first country in Africa, and it is really leading us to be the fastest mobile money growing market in Africa. Ghana. So the mobile money interoperability at so we driver's license digitize passport digitize NHIS digitize. In fact, NHIS almost say with the national ID card from November, I think next month they are going to probably announce let's rely on the Ghana card.
Okay.
Going forward. And also and the Ghana card, the number, ebedane obia tax identification number.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so the digitization process, the next major one a land digitization.
Okay.
Land commission now records now online, so that yen change will be records or land commission BBR. So we are fast digitizing the Ghanaian economy, and Sahano reducing corruption.
Okay.
Because you reduce the human interface. So whether it's the ports or the passport office or the driver's license office, say Goro boys digitization. Because you are reducing the impact of the human interface. Now we renew the national health insurance card. First, just call district officer, go Kiwi, and a hygiene. Say we be to water, electricity credit, and all of those things. So digitization also in reducing corruption, and we have reduced a lot of corruption as a result.
Maybe 2 more questions and then we round up, because commissioner by 2 days commission Ashanti region hano also your baby so wonima o sign abe commission and ramit say na about bonre abe commission honons or hinano to him say the yarn factory no say mubetimi atu hana more.
Yes. When we did sword cutting for the museum, Kinti Museum. And when we say, you know, the Bonre has been historically this root, the source of Kinti, so the world over is now a symbol of Africanness or blackness. Well, so it's good to have a museum, because we share history now from 1721. The designs have been coming from that place, and so the history has to be there. Now, on here no Nana Bobi Ansan the second, and or to just say omo pe yarn factory.
Ahumana yedi yekintino.
And no de minuna ya adwempa. Okay. It just makes sense. Say what yarn factory wo Bonre, and then not only that no so. You need a technical and vocational institute. You be trainee in terms of the manufacturing,
the textile
system.
Okay.
I think we to me are integrated industrial development. Also, or technical, or yarn factory, also or museum. No so then you really bring it up. To a major job creation potential, tourism or manufacturing or education or so you have a major integrated. So and may country your ministers may say young you call your baba maybe let's take this as a major issue and look at how to get the yarn factory
on the table.
Because maybe they said there was a proposal for about $40 million to do the yarn factory. So we have to look at it and see whether that is really the case. Let's interrogate numbers, not biom kakra, and see how we can interest some private players to come and establish a factory in Bonre, and then government can also help with the technical aspects. No,
very. Are you winning these elections? Looking at all the positive, Nyama catching, Nyama commissioning, Nyama Maye from free near school to one district, one factory to planting for food and jobs, and all these flashy programs. Do you believe that Ghanaians will still restore their confidence in you now? Are you winning these elections?
Well, elections here okay. Ushe ejuma na Akufo-Addo aye Ghana. Ushe manifesto 2016. Ube hunse and yedi tijua say almost 80% of our promises have either been delivered or we are delivering on those. So you're fulfilling most of our promises. So yes, I know that we hope and expect Ghanaians will keep faith in the government of the MPP and Nana Akufo-Addo, because we are delivering on our promises. And also we share the alternative the NDC under John Mahama, those who did not believe in free SHS, who said, say, a hoax, omo 2 billion, those who cannot really have the vision for planting for food and jobs, the vision for 1D, 1F. When you know ideas, ideas, not omo for 8 years. Omo dream and when you know 8 years, but just less than 4 years. Teacher training, nursing training, Arabic instructors allowance, yetimi training, dum so the new ideas by planting for food and jobs, one district, one factory, one village, one dam, one constituency, one ambulance, one district, $1 million. The drones, so about for health delivery, industrialization, the integrated aluminium, integrated iron and steel, so Ministry of Education administration na ponum aye juma ye free Wi-Fi for 722 senior high schools, 46 colleges of education.
Would it be checked? Because if you give them Wi-Fi and they have access on all the sites,
it will not all the sites. Okay. It will be checked. In educational sites, no, na yeah, limitations, no amount. So we are agreeing for governance, digitization of the economy. Doing NDC intimate famba. In 4 years, we have been able to demonstrate, we are creating jobs, not more freezy employment. Like you were under IMF program, ye high nipa. We are creating more and more jobs. Over 90,000 teachers, over 90,000 health personnel. Your economy, nation builders score 100,000 graduates. We na
yeah.
Na na 8 years, no such ideas. Call Srim Sada. Na Sada no $100 million. One project, single one. Me call 5 regions. Me say muntremi. The year I confirm I took Burkina Faso. And yes, I ye pay Mbuntu Juma district be ni how Ghana had no district. No baby said Dieng Nana Akufo-Addo aban aye district ha. Ye wo immediate answer to that question. To that question. First name Tisa.
Yeah.
And then you can tell every district. So Mbuntu Juma across the country. AstroTurfs, Zongo development.
Now, Mr. Vice President, you talk about AstroTurf. Sports a bit on the lower side.
It's not on the lower side. In fact, also
infrastructure in the sports sector.
I will say build 10, sports stadia across the country.
Really?
Oh yes, 10. Okay. And yes, Oko, Yendia, so many places, 10 regions, the original 10 regions. I know you're different. Zongo Development Fund, so I 10 AstroTurfs. Zongo Development Fund, so I 10 AstroTurfs.
Yeah.
So before Nana Akufo-Addo the total number of AstroTurfs in Ghana, not 2.
Yeah.
2.
Okay.
So say is so many.
Okay.
And all the districts are demanding AstroTurfs.
Our special guest today in the studio is the Vice President of the Republic, Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia. And airborne komo haya ka ismaka krebi na chese yemano kwai na wako. But old players, people think that even the players are say football aseli Ghana football say intimi say Russia krana ye ba qualify akwana. Are you anticipating, do you have that hope say ba qualify for Russia?
I'm hoping so. Say Ghana dear, let's keep encouraging our players and keep supporting the GFA, and let's hope that we qualify. Is
the government helping the GFA?
Well, we as you know, league, we've had to come in to make sure that the league was restarted. And yes, sir. Yeah. So we're helping. We're helping.
Anyway. The Vice President of the Republic. With all this experience over the last 12 years, you coming back to Ghana in the year 2000 to work with the Bank of Ghana, anyone. Do you think, sir, you are well equipped? Say, akonye bi ebaho. Say, obeye omampanya na so succeed. His Excellency. Are you ready? Are you fully equipped to be the leader of the country? Maybe going forward.
I think
yes, sir.
My only job is to be Vice President.
For now.
As for the future is in God's hands.
Okay.
It's just my focus. Say meboa me mampenye Nana Danko Akufo-Addo na yembuma na obia nya no homfa so. But that's it.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We thank you so much. Your Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic, Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia, and Etchishin Komoi. We thank you so much right there on Pure. Okay. So yes.